Polite Enquiries, MCG, day 3? Mask says, should Boland retire now on a high at his home ground? It can only go downhill from here. Yeah, I mean, I don't think enough players really understand this, but you can go down a legend, Scott Boland. There's absolutely no way you will ever be able to keep up this average. It's obscene and hideous. So yes, I think this is the single greatest moment of your life, other than your kids, I suppose, maybe meeting your wife. And I really do believe that you should retire now.
You should probably stay for a couple of tests, to go for the hat-trick maybe, or the 10-for, or just whatever he wishes. I mean, yeah, take your pick from this turkey shoot. But no, well.
Zirak says, is it time to rewrite the obituary of English cricket?
Yes, yeah, it really is. I mean, this is just pitiful. You can get caught up in hyperbole at moments like this, but England are beyond woeful. So at least back in the 1800s, when that first obituary was written, there was a sense that people cared. There was a sense that this is being written because we're actually a bit angry and shocked that we've lost to Australia. Who's angry now? I mean, no one cares anymore. Who stayed up all night to watch that? No one cares. It's gone beyond. The corpse has basically been dead for 15 years already. Really.
The only thing I would say there, Miller, is that no one had to stay up all night for this particular one. Encrypted Layman says, is the Ashes overrated? I don't know what you mean. When people say stuff like that, I don't really know. The Ashes has been around for a long time, and the two teams who like to play it talk about it a lot. That's what happens with the Ashes. And sometimes we have good Ashes, like 1903, 2005, and quite often we have poor Ashes. Like pretty much every other test series, we just have more of it and people make more faces about it. Martin Jones says, can Chris Silverwood be sacked before Sydney? They can't make any runs, Martin. Chris Silverwood is not the problem here. They had two opening batters, one who averages 31 in first-class cricket, one who averages 32 in first-class cricket, against Mitchell Starc and Pat Cummins. This is not Chris Silverwood. This is the entire system all the way up that has allowed this to happen.
Twice in consecutive tests, we've had a situation whereby Australia have picked a random bloke who's been brilliant in first-class cricket in Australia for several years, and he's turned out to be brilliant, landed on his feet the first time he plays for Australia. Every single time England have picked someone who's been brilliant in first-class cricket, in English cricket, in the last 10 years, they've been absolutely useless on the test stage. And that's no slight on Ollie Pope or even Rory Burns, who didn't even make it to this test match. But, before he made his debut for England, he was tearing it up for Surrey. He batted longer than anyone else in the country. He scored thousands more runs than anyone else in the country. And where is he? He's nowhere to be seen because he's been completely found out at this level. That is a systemic problem.
V. Collins says, is the captaincy too much for perfect Pat? No wickets in the second innings. I mean, I was thinking about this. I'm sure you and I, Miller, have seen better spells of bowling where someone ended up with no wickets in an innings. I can't remember any off the top of my head.
That was incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, as you said yesterday, he could have taken two wickets a ball at one stage. It was absolute exocets, honing in on top of that off stump at 90 miles an hour. Everybody bowled, and I thought James Anderson bowled quite nicely. It wasn't a patch on what Pat Cummins did, and Pat Cummins didn't take any wicket. It's quite remarkable.
Abhinav says, who's the next English Test captain? Well, it's probably still Joe Root, because they're certainly not going to get rid of him. And also, there's only one other option, Ben Stokes, who recently had massive injury problems and mental and physical injury problems. I doubt they're going to suddenly just give him the captaincy. And again, there's no captain that can overcome the fact that only one player can average over 40 in this batting lineup. That isn't a captaincy issue here. They cannot bat.
I mean, Joe Root has been magnificent, but he has also been beaten absolutely hollow in 11 of the 12 times he's played Australia in Australia. It's not been pretty for him, poor bugger.
Mark Long says, is Ben Stokes a great batter or a batter who plays great innings? Well, he averages 36. Yeah, I think it's a really good question too. Look, he averages 36. I think that number's a little bit lower than it should be because he started a lot earlier than someone of his batting talent usually would because he was an all-rounder. Like, they threw him in early.
I thought for a while in about 2019 that he was going to become a really great batter. I thought he had the opportunity to really knuckle down and turn his incredible form into something lasting and transform that average into the 40s. He certainly looked like he could do it, but yeah, I mean, he had his injuries, had his mental problems. He's now got the pressure, probably of the captaincy coming up. I suspect he's unlikely to fulfil the potential that it looked like he was at his feet only 2 years ago. It's an incredibly sad indictment of a system that is not good enough for England's best players.
Uni says, have Australia finally found their all-rounder in Cameron Green? Look, his bowling's fantastic, but I think he's very raw with his bowling. He's barely bowled in first-class cricket, right? Like, he took a bunch of wickets when he first came in. Then he played as a batter for a little while because of injuries. Then he couldn't take a wicket for a long time. It's going to take him a while to develop. He may even be out of the team for a little while because of his batting at certain points, which is more than fair. But he's a fantastic player. But the problem is that Australia's been so thirsty for an all-rounder for so long that they're putting extra pressure on him. It's going to take him a while to develop. Please see previous question on Ben Stokes. Dominic says, can Jimmy Anderson be bothered to play for England again? Yes, he will definitely play for England again, I would say. I can't imagine he's going to retire feeling the way that he does right at the moment.
Mate, we're relying on a bloke who's had it for 20 years. 20 years. This guy should be in an armchair somewhere and putting his feet up and not having to carry the team endlessly into yet another cycle. He'll be back in 4 years' time at this rate. Because there's not going to be a line of succession, put it that way.
Achilles says, is Miller getting all the mental support he needs? Not from me.
I'm about to get 2 extra days sleep, which is frankly all I need. Jesus. But I'm fine.
We'll see you in Sydney.